And in the end, that was it, you guys. 0-0 against Man United. And to be honest, as I said in the preview, I kind of expected the game to go down this route. Against a team like United, a team that's very disciplined tactically, a team that's okay playing without the ball to wait for those openings, wait for their moments to time their attacks. It was natural that a team like that, against us, a back three team, there was going to be this sense of cancellation. It was going to be a stalemate, and it was no surprise that today, that's exactly what we got, you guys. The cynical part of me is feeling, raw, I really sat through this pain to watch this type of game. But to be honest, I'm at this point now where anytime it comes to games against Man United, I'm just not as excited. Most games against them, they're never classics. They're never like amazing games, classicos, nothing like that. Of course, I can respect it from a footballing point of view, but I guess from the spectacle point of view today, I just wasn't really feeling it as much. I guess from my perspective, I was hoping for a bit more based on, what I've been going through this past week. However, this is football. This is Chelsea Football Club. These moments happen. And I guess it got me thinking about that first half. Man United, they kind of surprised us, pressing from the front, using their mid-block setup as well. They really cancelled us out when it came to playing out from the back. A lot of times we're able to find that extra spare man to help us play through the opposition team's midfield, kickstart attacks, fire men wide, etc, etc. You guys know how the patterns are. However, United in their 4-2-3-1, they really limited us in particular, and it made for a game that was very cagey, a game that was fought in the midfield. I think in the first half, Tuchel made the right decisions, definitely starting and playing N'Golo Kante in this game. I think maybe this is a good time to discuss Kante. Yeah, a few times he struggled a little bit when it came to playing out from the back. I think everyone did in midfield, bar the defenders. And to be honest, his inclusion in the team today was a masterstroke, because those few moments for United are able to make their customary counter-attacking opportunities where, they're not in the game at all. And then all of a sudden, they've created a 3v2, a 4v2, just some mad situation from a set piece. And in games like this where it becomes, man v man, you need to rely upon players that are going to be able to, win that first ball, win that second ball, make that vital interception. You're not going to get beaten and, just expose even more space in behind. And for me, tactical point of view, it made a ton of sense to leave Jorginho out to have Kante in the team. I think in that second half in particular, we saw his weight in gold even more, you guys. And for me, this was a decent performance from Kante today. I was okay with Kante starting. I was okay with Ben Chilwell starting the game today. I felt like for sure pacing behind was going to be needed. I thought Ben was solid. Of course, he's been out of the team for a bit. I wasn't expecting him to just light things up immediately, but we saw his inclusion in that use of pace and how it can help us in the final thirds. I think some things I didn't necessarily agree with though was the inclusion of Olivier Giroud and maybe possibly Hakim Ziyech. Now, you guys know with Ziyech, he's my guy. He's a player I've wanted for years, and I've got a lot of patience for him. I'm going to discuss him soon. But let me make my point about Olivier Giroud. We know this guy's a great scorer, great professional, just great human being. I mean, come on, from the guy's beard to the acrobatic, beautiful finishes. I mean, we can't forget what he did against Atletico Madrid. However, for me, in that sense, from a tactical point of view, he does have his limits, you guys. In certain games like this where you want your striker to be more mobile, making runs in behind, we aren't going to make it maybe easier for the United defence because, of course, Giroud is very stationary in the central positions. In a sense, it makes it easier for the Man United defenders to, keep their position. They don't have to leave their positions whatsoever. And on top of that, that lack of pace and pressing from the front, I felt like that first half was slightly kind of wasted in a sense. And then on top of that, we're using Hakim Ziyech in a way that just doesn't really suit him as well. Now, of course, we all know and understand that, coming to the Premier League, a very physical league, fast league, it's going to take a bit of time to get used to things and acclimatise. That's very natural. However, how we're using him for me, I just don't personally agree with it. I mean, this is a guy I've been seeing play for years. There's a reason why I've been gassed about him on this channel for a very long time. And, Ziyech for me is the guy that you give the ball to him and then you run off the ball. You know what I mean? And now it's just like he's the guy that has to be making runs off the ball. I'm seeing Ziyech going for aerial balls as well. I feel like we're using him in a manner that is not utilising him to his best. For me, you guys know I'm fully about 4-3-3. I think it suits most of our players in the squad. I felt like that combination we were seeing under Lampard at times with, Ziyech and Reece James on the right-hand side, that was a big creative force for us at times. And it was such a big shame that, Ziyech got that injury at the wrong time of the season, but we were starting to see some attacking synergy. And now, I feel like it's going to take a bit more time to get back to full speed in that sense. However, I still got a lot of faith in my guy, Hakim Ziyech, for sure. This guy's a quality player. In the second half, we saw slight improvements when Tuchel used him as a false nine. However, it's not the best way to use him. This game just screams to me, you guys, if you do prioritise using the back three, it is going to affect how you attack. I think it's quite simple. I mean, I understand the positional play where we've got players, occupying the half spaces. We've got players in between the fullback and the defender to try and, draw them out of position, of course. But if the quality isn't always there, if that lack of understanding isn't there as well, then you can become quite predictable. And in this game where United were pressing from the front as well, it was really creating that distance between, the midfield and the attack. And a lot of times we were just looking to play, long, direct, hopeful balls to try and create something, which for me just, wasn't good enough in that sense, personally. I do feel like it could be time where Tuchel might have to prioritise, kickstarting our attacking game. I respect that, a manager that's coming in the circumstances he's come in. This guy's a world-class manager. He's an intelligent manager. He is a great manager. You're going to prioritize the back, the defense, the structure first before moving on to the attack. However, at the same time, we've invested a ton of money on attacking players. And this is a team that is still in progress. When it comes to next season, I just keep getting this feeling that we're going to have to learn all our attacking plays and build up from scratch for next season. And this season would have been a bit of an absolute waste, because I think in this game today, I was seeing so much miscommunication, so much breakdowns in attack. I think when players are constantly playing with different attacking players in the forward areas too, it can affect their understanding of each other's game. Because in football, especially in games like this where, the tactics can create a stalemate game, and it comes down to the individuals, the moments they produce to make something happen. I felt like, that affected us in the end. It wasn't all doom and gloom, you guys. It wasn't all doom and gloom. I want to speak about some more positives, and I think one big positive today was our defence, and in particular, Christensen and Rudiger. Now, with Christensen, we all know this guy fully suits playing a back three system for sure. That protection there, his understanding and reading of the game, it's for me, has always been at a very high level. That comes out even more now, marshalling the defence in that sense, and having that protection from obviously physical challenges as well. So he was very good today. But I think for me, the standout was Antonio Rudiger. I've been saying throughout this entire season, this guy's been playing the Hollywood passes throughout, constantly finding Reece James and Hudson-Odoi down the right-hand side with beautiful, perfect passes from deep. Offensively, this guy was creating overlaps down the left-hand side, very comfortable. We saw that driving run in the first half, trying to set that precedent, trying to set that energy as well. And for sure, this season compared to last season, is two different things, you guys. Honestly, I thought that Rudiger was done. I thought it was finished, but he's come back, he's stepped up, he's taken accountability, taken responsibility. That's what you can really ask for. And, for me, I thought he was probably my best player in the game today. I'm always going to be about Rudiger and his shithousery in that sense. I like what he did to McTominay, roughing him up. I feel at times we can be a bit too friendly, and I'm a Chelsea fan for many years. I've seen us not get roughed up by no one. So I like having those characters in the team, you guys, just so we let the opposition know that you can't bully us or nothing like that. So I thought today, a lot of good things Rudiger did, translated to how we attacked. Those moments where we didn't take advantage of the great build-up play, the quick flowing passing and the world-class deliveries inside the box. For me, I can understand why the board might be looking at like a Haaland now, because times like that, you want your striker to be assertive, burying those opportunities. You do all the hard work, and now we missed the most crucial part of that. yeah, it just doesn't make sense personally. But I don't know. I do feel like it's going to come to a time, and we've already heard Tuchel mention, his plans for players like Hudson-Odoi and many others in regards to how they're going to attack and break teams down, Kai Havertz, etc., etc. He's talking about the moments in which he wants to use these guys, but for me, I think that moment has to be now. I feel like this team from the back in midfield, these guys know exactly what they're doing, but we need to build those understandings and relationships fast, in my opinion. We spent a ton of money on attacking talent, and I feel like they should get a bit of a priority in that sense, because goals in particular are the most important thing at getting you the results in the game. Could it be a contradiction that we were looking for goals and Timo Werner didn't start? For me, no. I thought that Tuchel made the right move in that sense. And, even though I've critiqued parts of the tactics today, I'm not critiquing everything, because it's not like, Tuchel's going to be that guy that gets everything wrong. It don't work like that. But I was happy that he left Werner out the team, because, even though Werner's showing the work rate and the hunger, in terms of the threat offensively, I feel like he was lacking a bit. And, I felt like when he came on, he didn't do as much either. We've got a ton of great attacking players. I feel like we should start to try and find ways to utilize these guys and, get the understanding up. I guess in time that will come. But I don't know. I see Tuchel using many different attacking subs and combinations, and it's not having too much of a strong effect, no matter who the individuals are. So could the argument be, is it something for us to think about, that potentially this could be down to the system? And I guess in that sense, if you're prioritizing having an X-Man at the back at the expense of having someone offensively further forward, then it's natural, I guess, that it does feel like we are a man short when it comes down to breaking teams down. And I think if you want to use someone like a Hakim Ziyech, having that extra man offensively, allowing Ziyech to be in the positions on the right channel to really influence the play, put his incredible through ball crosses in the books, link up 1-2s, etc., etc., and of course take shots on goal too. I think that is the best way to utilize them. But before I go, you guys, quick things out the way. Was that a penalty? Of course not. In the second that Sky Sports tried to force that and discuss that during halftime, for me, it's one of those games where we didn't really learn nothing new in that sense, other than having more questions about the future and what's going to happen offensively, in my opinion. But you guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm the EFC, this is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.